fingers on the railings, a little uneven, like it rushed here before I woke. The street holds its breath, not silent, just thinking. And somewhere a loose sign taps against the wall. I pass by windows with soft yellow light, the kind that makes you wonder how many ordinary moments you've missed. A thin wind folds around my coat, not cruel, only truthful. And for a second I can't tell if it's the cold or a thought I forgot to finish. I slow down without meaning to. My breath lifts into the air and fades the way certain names used to. Funny how the familiar isn't always warm. This is the quiet season, the one that puts its hand on your shoulder and waits until you finally listen. The world gets colder, but my mind walks back to things I swore I'd left behind. Winter doesn't ask for promises, it just lays everything bare and lets you decide what still matters. Cuts a thin shape across the floor, just wide enough to step into. I sit by the window while frost sketches crooked lines on the glass. Not pretty but honest, like a sentence I tried to write once and couldn't bring myself to finish. Old memories move around the room with the patience of dust, settling where they please, not hurting, not helping, just there. Somewhere far off a train hums, and for no real reason I think of people traveling towards someone or away from them. This is the quiet season, the one that puts its hand on your shoulder and waits until you finally listen. The world gets colder, but my mind walks back to things I swore I left behind. Winter doesn't ask for promises, it just lays everything bare and lets you decide what still matters. Maybe the warmth we lose isn't gone, just misplaced in a drawer somewhere, with old tickets and forgotten letters. Maybe some of it returns when we stop trying so hard to outrun the cold. Tonight I let the stillness say whatever I want. This is the quiet season, snow falling in slow uneven lines, showing more than it hides. Every step. There's a chair by my small window where your sweater used to hang. I still reach for it some evenings, like my hands forgot you're gone. All the cups we left half finished line the shelf like quiet days. I wash them slower than I should, just to stand in that old haze. I don't know if you can feel it, but my chest grows calm and tight every time your name comes drifting through this almost sleeping mind. So I wrote this note for you, these quiet, hidden hours when the world feels slightly distant. I walk back to where we were. I'm still learning how to miss you without falling through the floor. How to keep my heart still open without waiting at your door. On the street the buses rumble, pulling faces through the glass. Every glance that looks like you feels like time refusing to pass. There's a song we used to mumble under breath on late night trains. Now the first few bars can turn me into someone small again. If your evening ever trembles for a reason you can't name, maybe it's this folded longing, trying hard to stay the same. So I wrote this note for you, for these quiet, hidden hours when the world feels slightly distant. I walk back to where we were. I'm still learning how to miss you without falling through the floor. How to keep my heart still open without waiting at your door. If I speak your name in whispers, will it reach you in your sleep? If I let this ache stay softer, will it hurt you when you breathe? If you ever find a moment you don't know where you belong, you can rest inside this silence where I kept us all alone. So I leave this note for you, not to beg you to return, just in case you ever wonder how my late hours still burn. If the distance keeps on growing and your road won't cross with mine, I'll still set a place inside me where your tired heart could lie. When the city finally quiets and the last train fades from view, I don't wait beside the window, but I think a while of you. There's dust on the glass where your breath used to stay. I still hear the hinges hum at the end of the day. Cold slips through the frame when the evening bends low. We left it open, love, maybe we didn't know. The air still carries something small, like a name I shouldn't call. This window we forgot to close keeps whispering what December knows. Every crack still holds your voice, and I still stand here out of choice. Your coat once hung by the chair near the wall, now just shadows gather where we used to fall. I try to fix the frame, but the memory stays, a gentle wind repeating your ways. If I close it now, would it end too soon, or keep your warmth caught in this room? This window we forgot to close lets the night breathe soft and slow, and I still waiting by the glow for something we forgot to know. The air turns thin streets grow pale, a calendar left without a name. I walk through days that look like you, still calling them by mistake. If the cold could speak, it would sound like this. Half a breath, half a kiss. If December had face, I'd know the eyes, familiar as the evening skies. Every year you find me here, between the snow and what appears. Maybe you're the reason seasons blend, the part of time that doesn't end. If December had face, it would be yours, soft and quiet behind closed doors. And still stand beneath that sky, where memory learns to say goodbye. Neon hums where silence grows. Your name still flickers in the glow. Crosswalk lights forget to sleep. I stand where promises keep. Every window shows your trace. Every sound repeats your face. Name beneath streetlight, burning softer than the night. I whisper once, it answers twice, like memory still alive. Cars pass slow, the city sighs. Snow begins but never lies. I spell your name in breath and mist. The air remembers what I missed. Maybe love's the light that stays after everyone walks away. Name beneath streetlight, still the glow I can't rewrite. paper creases still remember my hand. Words I never send begin to stand. I fold each line the way you smiled, kept them hidden all this while. Time doesn't wait, it breathes instead. Between the things we left unsaid, these things I meant to say last winter, soft as the snow that didn't enter. Every pause was just a door I didn't close, but don't anymore. Let her sleep in the drawers, light ink has faded into white. Maybe silence was the sound of finding peace without you around. So I speak not to call you back, but to see the color I once liked. These things I meant to say last winter, melt in air that's growing tender. If you hear them where you are, know they found their way this far. There's quiet on the floor where your footsteps used to start. I trace the air you left behind, like notes without their part. This quiet that stayed after you doesn't ache, it just grew true. Every echo found its rest in the silence you addressed. Curtains move like words unspoken. Shadows breathe where light has broken. I don't wait, but I still know peace arrives the way you go. No sound, no plea, just something kind. A stillness only love can find. This quiet that stayed after you keeps the warmth the cold ones knew. And I let the morning through, soft and new.
The room stayed quiet most of the day. Just the slow breath of the window frame. I heard a trace of footsteps below, soft like someone calling my name. And I waited, I still do. The evening glow begins to rise, filling corners I tried to hide. Cold air carries a hint of light, a voice returning through the night air. And by the window where voices return, I feel the warmth I thought I had lost. People moving their laughter again, a gentle echo through the frost. The city finding me once more. There's something tender in December. Our shadows soften when someone speaks. A pair of lights rolls down the street, and suddenly the silence feels weak. No, I wasn't ready. The glow turns brighter in the glass, like memory walking slowly back. I hear a laugh just down the block. It lifts the cold right off my chest. And by the window where voices return, I feel the warmth I thought I had lost. People moving their laughter again, a gentle echo through the frost. The city finding me once more. If I step out into the street, will the air remember me too? Every sound feels close tonight, like it knows what I've been holding on to. And by the window where voices return, I watch the distance slowly melt down. Every footstep a softer concern, every laugh a reason to stay now. The city breathing me back home.
The street was fading into gray, empty footsteps slipping away. Then I heard laughter down the block, a small reminder I'm not alone. And I breathed a little slower. Someone's cold brushed through the air, soft voices circling everywhere. The quiet broke spaces I kept cold. Every smile is a borrowed lie, every sound a story being told. The city finding shape again. The signs reflected passing faces, soft orange glow on winter pavement. I caught a moment in the glass, someone waving someone back, and I felt a little nearer. The hum of strangers feels like home, even when I'm walking slow. Their voices blend into the breeze and carry all my fears away. Crowds warming the quiet streets tonight, filling all the spaces I kept cold. Every smile is a borrowed lie, every sound a story being told. The city finding shape again. If I follow this rising noise, will it lead me to something warm? Every echo feels alive, pulling me through the winter storm. Crowds warming the quiet streets tonight, turning every shadow into glow. Every step is a softened line, every face a promise I can hold. The city breathing me back home. Lead me back home. Morning left the streets in blue, quiet corners holding the cold. I walked where shadows used to stay, soft echoes settling in my coat. And I waited for something warm. The windows caught a gentle shine, like someone turning back in time. A breath of light along the ground, finding pieces I thought I lost. Where the light finds us again, I feel the weight begin to fade. Every step is a softer thread, pulling me through the quiet haze. The city knowing me again. A taxi glow across the street, slow reflections stir in the air. Someone laughed behind the glass, a sound that pulled me from myself. And I felt a little clearer. The colors rise along the walls, a signal that I'm not that far. The glow keeps reaching for my hands, lifting winter from my chest. And where the light finds us again, I feel the weight begin to fade. Every step is a softer thread, pulling me through the quiet haze. The city knowing me is home. Where the light finds us again, I let the cold fall off my name. Every echo becomes a friend, every glow a place to remain. The city bringing me back home. Cold air drifting through the lights, streets in silver, quiet and thin. Then a laugh cut through the night, soft and sudden, pulling me in. And I breathed like waking slow, footsteps brushing past my coat, voices lifting something low. The winter air begins to glow, as if the night remembers hope. Laughter carrying through December air, turning every shadow into light. Every sound of kindness in the cold, every smile a softer kind of bright. The city opening again. A window hummed with friends inside, steam rising from a cup they shared. Someone waved and disappeared, their joy still hanging in the air. And I felt a little higher, the glow returns along the walls, a warm echo through the frost. Every voice a drifting spark, every step a loosened knot. Laughter carrying through December air, turning every shadow into light. Every sound of kindness in the cold, every smile a softer kind of bright. The city opening again. If I follow where this laughter goes, will it lead me back to something close? Even cold nights carry warmth if you stand where the voices flow. Laughter carrying through December air, lifting every quiet part of me. Every echo soft and rare, every glow a gentle way to see. The city calling me back home. This room held everything so still, quiet corners folded in. The light stayed low against the wall, soft like someone whispering in. And I breathed in smaller notes. I touched the table by the chair, felt the warmth still living there. The winter left a gentle trace, a sign that something stayed the same. The place we kept for warmth remains, even when the nights grew long. Every echo carries your name, every silence hums a tender song. This room remembering us again. The window glow a muted gold, blurring footsteps down the hall. Someone laughed beneath the cold, and suddenly the room felt full. And I felt a softer truth, the colors rose along the floor, lifting shadows from my door. The air grew warm around my hands, like it was waiting for my return. The place we kept for warmth remains, even when the nights grew long. Every echo carries your name, every silence hums a tender song. This room remembering us again. If I stay where the quiet holds, will the warmth keep finding me? Every breath feels close tonight, like a promise I can finally see. The place we kept for warmth remains, opening like a soft embrace. Every moment falling into place, every glow a familiar grace. This room bringing me back home. Quiet street holds my tired steps, warm air moves as I reach home. I hear a low familiar laugh, soft as a hand on my shoulder. Voices drift through the open room, calling me closer than before. Where the warm voices gather now, I find the seat they saved for me. Every small sound becomes a sign I'm not boy in an old room where the warm voices gather. Now I take my place without fear here. Every small sound is where I stay. Home is the moment we share. Soft talk settles in the room. I keep this warmth in my hands. I open the door to calm air. Faint steam rests from someone's care. A plate left warm on the small table, holding the day you saved for me. Soft chairs sway like they know my name. Room heat rising around my breath. Dinner waiting in the quiet room. Every small sign says I belong. Hands I haven't seen all day long still make a place for me to come home. The fork sits close to an empty seat. Napkin folded with gentle thought. I hear a step from the other side. Slow and steady, just like your voice. Something in the calm pulls me in, letting the tired hours fall free. Dinner waiting in the quiet room. Every small care lights up the space. Not with brightness, but something near. Simple warmth that holds me in place. I used to eat with the TV on. Now silence feels like a welcome. Every quiet sign in this room tells me I am not alone here. Dinner waiting in the quiet room. I sit down where your kindness stays. Every warm trace you left for me turns this evening into a home. Soft steam fading into the air. I breathe and let the day settle. Cold air follows me down the hall. Key turns slow in my tired hand. A soft sound slips through the wooden frame. Hints of a room already alive. Steps inside feel warmer than before. Something waits just beyond this door. The door that opens to laughter now shows every reason I came back home. Faces turning with quiet joy, saying my name without needing words. looks like they saved a space. Shoes lined up from the day's long run. A low hum rising from deeper in. Small signs saying I still belong. Shadows soften when I walk in. Distance falls off my shoulders now. The door that opens to laughter now makes every worry feel far away. Hands reaching out with steady calm, pulling me back where I'm meant to stay. I used to wait for voices to come. Now they rise as I cross the line. Home is not walls or quiet rooms. It's who stands waiting on the other side. The door that opens to laughter now leaves no room left for wandering fear. Every warm sound becomes a sign I'm held by who I return to hear. Soft talk drifts as I close the door. I breathe and settle into the room. Hallway cool on my evening coat. Shoes fall near the familiar floor. A faint smell drifting from deeper in tells me I'm closer than I thought. Soft clatter pauses when I step in. Warm air rising from where you stand. Hands reaching from the kitchen glow. Stopping the day just long enough. Every small move says you're here now. And I let go of the weight I brought. Steam curls gently above the pan. Light touches dust on the wooden shelf. You turn and smile without a word, as if you know my breath would shake. Room warmth gathers around my name, filling the space I used to fear. Hands reaching from the kitchen glow. Holding a moment meant for two. Every quiet sign you leave behind shows where the tired hours undo. I used to come home to my own voice, but now your calm breaks through the room. All that I was carrying alone falls in the place your hands once moved. Hands reaching from the kitchen glow. Tell me I don't have far to roam. Every warm sign beneath your touch turns this return into a home. Soft steam fading, your footsteps draw near, I breathe and let the night fall back. The room is calm when I step in. Chair pulled out like you knew my name. A folded napkin beside the plate, holding the Dkei you left behind. Soft warmth rising from where you sat, telling me I'm not late at all. You say for me tonight says everything you never said. Every small sign along this room makes all my wandering rest again. A faint line on the wooden floor shows where your feet had paused a while. Steam still drips from the simple meal, waiting my shaking breath. Your quiet touch fills the open space, closing the hours I walked alone. The seat you saved for me tonight tells me how far your kindness goes. Every warm trace beneath your hand turns this return into something whole. I used to think I came back late, but now I see you waited slow. Time doesn't rush inside this home, settles right where your patience grows. The seeds you save for me tonight holds every reason I belong. Nothing to prove, nowhere to be, just quiet truth keeping me strong. Room warmth settles around my hands. I breathe and take the place you kept. The room is still, I breathe it in. A small, slow light rests near the floor. I hear the day before it starts, soft air moving through the door. And I'm not sure why it feels warm. Maybe it's what I carried here. There's a trace of you in the quiet, not loud, just something near the wall. I touch the window with my hand, letting the morning settle me. Quiet breath in the room, holding what we didn't say. I rise with the gentle air, letting the old years is all that stays. I think that's more than enough for me. A cup left out the faintest mark. A chair turned slightly to the side. Strange how the smallest things remain long after voices lose their shape. And still I keep finding pieces, some mine, some yours, some left unnamed. I breathe again and it softens. The room feels clearer than before. Maybe this morning isn't healing, just making space for something kind. Quiet breath in the room, holding what we didn't say. I rise with the gentle air, letting the old year fall away. If this peace is all that stays, I think that's more than enough for me. I don't need answers, not today. Some days are just meant to be still. And in this silence I can stay long enough to feel the light again. Quiet breath in the room, a calm I didn't know I missed. If the morning wants to keep me here, I won't resist. I won't resist. The light is gentle on my wrist. And somehow that's enough. Snow settled quietly outside, the kind that falls without a sound. I read the words we left undone, lines fading on the table's edge, and I try to hold them still, but winter takes what isn't said. Some phrases linger in the air, soft like breath against the glass. I touched the corner of the page, hoping the morning wouldn't move it. Snow on the last words we meant, covering what we couldn't keep. Maybe the year needed silence more than any promise we made. If this is how the ending rests, I'll let the quiet have its way. A thin cold settle near my wrist, the kind that makes you think of time. Strange how a small pause holds the past, how lightly regret learns to speak. And still I breathe around the truth, not sure if it's mine to live today. Each mark on paper softens now, like something folding into air. Maybe the snow is enclosure, just a way to keep things so. Snow on the last words we meant, covering what we couldn't keep. Maybe the year needed silence more than any promise we made. If this is how the ending rests, I'll let the quiet have its way. I don't rewrite what's already gone. Some mornings ask for nothing else, and in the stillness I can see how leaving also learns to warm. Snow on the last words we meant, and maybe that's where they belong. Silence wants to carry them, I won't say no, I'll just let go. The air feels softer when I do, and that's enough for now. The morning comes in pale and slow, a quiet line across the floor. I fold my hands without a plan, just letting warmth return a bit. And I breathe before I speak, unsure what hope should sound like now. There's a soft pull near the window, light pressing gently on my wrist. I listen for a steadier breath, something small enough to trust, a small prayer for the new light. Nothing heavy, nothing grand, just a wish the day stays gentle on the places I can mend. Yet if the dawn can hold me softly, I'll let it show me where to stand. A cup of tea cools in my hand, steam fading into quiet air. Strange how the simple things can lift what bigger truths could never move. And still I try to name this calm, though words fall shorter every time. The room feels warmer near the sill, as if the light remembers me. Maybe hope doesn't rise in loud steps, just in breaths I didn't notice. A small prayer for the new light, nothing heavy, nothing grand, just a wish the day stays gentle on the places I can mend. Yet if the dawn can hold me softly, I'll let it show me where to stand. don't need certainty today. Some mornings only ask for breath, and in that pause I feel the air opening quietly at the edge. A small prayer for the new light, and maybe that's enough for now. If kindness waits in simple things, I'll meet it here right and the room grows clearer as I bow, letting the soft light settle in. The room feels lighter than before, as if the year stepped out at dawn. A folded blanket on the chair, a quiet cup left by the sink, and I stand here for a while, letting the stillness settle in. There's a warmth near the doorway, not strong, just something soft and near. I think of everything we carried, how gently some things choose to stay. In the room after the year ends, I can hear my breath again. No rush, no fear, just the air, learning my name in a quieter way. If peace arrives this slowly, I won't ask it to move faster. A small note rests under the lamp, words written in a calmer hand. Funny how time softens regret, turning sharp truth into dust. And still I read the lines twice, just to feel the weight grow lighter. The window hums with a new day, light drifting easily inside. Maybe the room isn't healing, just reminding me what stayed kind. In the room after the year ends, I can hear my breath again. No rush, no fear, just the air, learning my name in a quieter way. If peace arrives this slowly, I won't ask it to move faster. I open drawers I left untouched, finding moments I forgot. And in the quiet I can tell not everything was meant to hurt. In the room after the year ends, I feel the soft return of calm. If the morning wants to keep me here, I'll stay a bit, just long enough. The air holds something warm and small, and that's enough to start again. dreams in quiet steps, light slipping softly through the room. I stretch my hands toward the air, feeling a calm I almost missed. And I breathe a little slower, letting the morning find its place. There's a warmth near the windowsill, not strong, just gently lingering. It settles lightly on my skin, a promise whisper without words. In a morning that holds you gently, you don't have to rush to stand. You can stay right where you're resting till your breath remembers ease again. If kindness starts this quietly, I'll take it as it comes today. I'll take it as it comes today. A soft hum drifts across the floor, the kind you hear when nothing moves. Strange how the smallest piece can rise from things we never thought to keep. And still I lean into the hush, letting my shoulders fall at last. The light unfolds along the wall, simple, warm, and patient too. Maybe the morning isn't healing, just reminding me I'm safe here. In a morning that holds you gently, you don't have to rush to stand. You can stay right where you're resting till your breath remembers ease again. If kindness starts this quietly, I'll take it as it comes today. Nothing needs to change right now. Some days are built for softer things, and in this hush I understand how rest begins and slowly stays. In a morning that holds you gently, I find the strength I thought I lost. If peace wants to stay beside me, I won't step back, not anymore. The light is tender on my hands, and that's enough to start once more.